Hello everyone, my name is Rachel and I'd like to touch on a topic today on relationships. It's actually a question that I've often had people ask, and the question is, how long should you date a person for before moving to the next level in your relationship? So while I'd like to start by saying that the answer to this question would actually differ from person to person based on your individual circumstances. But I like to also stress that the key point here is really dating. So in order to be able to answer this question, I think the first thing that we have to establish is really what dating is. So to understand dating, I like to look at it in three phases. So the three phases would be the first phase, friendship, the second phase, courtship, and the third phase, partnership. I would also like to stress that along these lines or along these different phases, there is always an intention. So also along these phases, there is really no clear-cut line. So there are no really defined lines. So it is very important that in any phase of a relationship, there has to be clear communication. So in the first phase, which is friendship, which I really think is dating, is that phase where a guy meets a girl and there's that initial spark. So you like what you see, you want to hang out with this individual more, you go out on a few dates. So go to different places. Sometimes some people go on these dates in company of other friends. Sometimes they may just decide to hang out together. Also, at this phase, there is no exclusivity. What do I mean by that? There is no commitment. So the individuals are just getting to know each other, just getting to really enjoy each other's company. Sometimes this may pan out to something more and other times not. There is no commitment here, and so nobody gets hurt if along the line one of the parties decides, okay, I don't want to continue to do this, I want to carry on, I want to continue to date other people. So the people involved at this stage are actually free. They can go on to date other people, they can go on to spend time with other people. So basically the intention here is just friendship, getting to know the other person more and seeing what is actually behind the initial spark or attraction. Now, imagine that after a few dates, there is a mutual feeling of, we want to take this further. I like what I see. I really like being in your company. So we want to now take it to the next level. So this is now the second phase, which is the courtship phase. At this phase, there is exclusivity. I have decided that I have dated other people. I have gone out on a few dates with you. So far, I really like you. I really want to go on with this. I want to continue. I want to carry on with this dating or this relationship at this stage. And I want us to be exclusive. Sometimes in this phase, some people will begin to introduce friends, close friends, family members, introducing you to certain aspects of their lives that they would not necessarily have been open to if you were not at this phase of a committed relationship. So it could be after a few months or a few years, depending, you really are enjoying each other's company. Again, the feeling has to be mutual. And then you decide, I can see this person in my future. I can see this person to be the father of my children or the mother of my children. I see a future with you, and this exclusivity, I want to seal it up. I want to take it to the next level. So that is the partnership phase. It could be in the form of marriage. And so at this phase, some people would go to the court, some people would go to the church, some people would go to the mosque. At this phase, there is that seal. There is that feeling of, I have an ally on my journey. I can count on you. So there is really the individuals involved at this phase have a right to demand from each other. So these are the 3 phases. Again, I know that it is not very clear cut in any relationship that you know exactly what phase you are in. So that is why I think communication is so key. You always have to communicate. So imagine that a girl is she just wants to date. She's not ready for any committed relationship, any serious relationship, and she has been seeing this guy. She's gone out with him a couple of times, and she's getting the impression that the guy wants to take the relationship further, and she's not at that phase yet. It is very important to lay your cards out there and to just bear it out. It's important to communicate, to say, this is the vibe that I'm getting, and this is where I am in my journey, and I probably are not on the same level as you are right now. I do not want to commit to any relationship. I do not want to be exclusive. And it's fine. But the key thing here is you always have to communicate. I'm stressing communication here because I've heard too many stories of people getting hurt because there was a miscommunication. You are sending the wrong signal to the other person, and you are not clearing any ambiguities along the line. Sometimes when at some point you decide that I want to back out, I do not want to go on further, the other person gets really hurt. A lot of people have left relationships being really hurt, and they have carried this bitterness into other relationships, and they have further hurt other people. Communication is important. Some people would say, I don't want to seem desperate. I don't want to sound forward. You are not being forward. You are actually being honest. You are saving yourself from any future pain, and you are also saving the other person from any future pain. So it's very important to communicate. Okay, so after all this, you now understand what dating is, or at least you have an idea of what dating is. You also have an idea of what the different phases are. In order to be able to answer the question that we are asking, you also now have to go back and ask yourself, what phase am I in my relationship? Or what phase are we in our relationship? If you are not sure, it is important to communicate with the other person. What are we doing? Where are we? And then, go on to clear any doubts. If you have been able to establish where you are in your relationship, the next question would be, what do I want as an individual? What phase am I in my life right now? Am I ready to settle down in a partnership? Am I ready to be in a committed relationship? Or do I just want to continue to date people? Once you are able to establish that, I think you'll now be able to really answer the question for yourself. If you feel that you are in the phase of your relationship, you are being in a committed relationship, you want to take it to the next level in a partnership, and you do not see your partner on that same level with you, communicate. If after the communication you see that, the person is not responding or is not ready to commit or to take the relationship to the next level as you are, then it is okay to move on. But at every phase, it is always very important to communicate. So I really hope that with these few pointers and being able to establish a bit on what dating is and the different phases, that if you are in a relationship right now and you're asking yourself this same question, or if you have somebody that is actually asking you this question, you'll be able to help them, or you'll be able to even answer the question for yourself. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. See you next time. Bye now.